You.
Welcome back to another episode of Meet Us in the Trenches. Ladies, how was your weekend?
Oh, I had a time. I had a great weekend. I was turned up this weekend. I went to the wine festival yesterday. It was really nice.
Yeah, I
They
saw
were
a lot
playing
of that
Caribbean
on
music. And
social media. How was that?
it was good. It was my first time. It was 40 and up, so I was like the youngest one in there, but it was nice.
Don't tell too much about your mother out there. Your mother out there.
Oh,
How was your weekend?
my weekend was wonderful. I went back to my hometown, Coney Island. I went to the beach. I got to see some friends, my friend's baby. It was a good time. I did find out some bad news that a young fella that I knew, he passed away. So my
Sorry
prayers
to
go out to his family. But other than that, it was a good time seeing everybody. It was beautiful.
That's good.
How was your weekend? What did you do?
I just really relaxed. You know, I'm the old man, so I'm just like the chauffeur, to my son. I'm just dad, so I just wait around and
That's
whatever
a
he
good
wants,
dad
whatever
right
he
there.
wants to do, then that's what I'll
That
do.
is a good dad. My mom used to do that when I was younger, just wait around for me until I was done doing whatever I was doing, drive me everywhere. So
Really?
It's much appreciated. Even if your son doesn't express that now, he
Well,
will.
I thank you. So I just
We
tell
love
him
you,
that,
parents. We love
Yeah.
you.
I tell him that you guys
Sacrifice everything for
He
us.
told me
Yep.
to, just wait around for him. I just don't have a life, right? That's crazy.
You have
So
a
what else
life.
going on? What else is going on in social media and all that good stuff? Talk to me.
What's going on in social media these days?
Yeah, what's
A mess,
what's hot and
a lot.
heavy besides Trump getting in?
Besides
Trump-
Trump, I mean, of
was
course,
Trump got
Diddy.
in-
Did you see that Diddy video? That was
Oh, that was rough,
actually
right?
gut-wrenching.
Yeah, that was
Him
tough.
and that towel. You know
Yeah,
what
that
I'm
was
talking
tough.
about, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, every time I scroll, I see something about Diddy. I don't even want to scroll anymore.
yeah.
Seriously, we need a social media break.
But there are a lot of concerts going on. I've been seeing that a lot.
Yes.
So this summer is pretty popping with some concerts. I'll say that.
So what
Huncho
about?
was just here. I think Meg was here this week. Had
Yeah,
a
she
few
was.
makeup
I saw
clients
that.
that
Yeah, I saw
came
that.
Went
for
to the
some
concert?
concerts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been looking. I saw some videos. She's been killing it on the stage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So what's your summer plans?
My summer plans? Probably traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Most likely. I'm going to Curacao.
Yeah,
Or you're going too, right?
who's he and where he
Definitely.
live at?
Who is he and where's he live?
Yeah,
It's
Curacao, where-
It's
where?
next to Aruba.
Oh,
Yep. It's
Okay.
a beautiful island. Can't wait to get there, me and the family.
I'm so ready for that trip.
you going
I
to?
got what?
Yeah,
2-3
she's going too. I'm
months?
dragging her with me.
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
We're a
Gonna
package
be my-
deal. She got to go.
I ain't gonna turn that down.
So what about?
I'm
Let's talk
going.
about Trump. Like, what about Trump? Like, do you think the indictment? Well, he's been accused of all that stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was only a matter of time,
Like, jeez.
right?
Yeah.
It was
So
only a matter of
can he
time.
be the president behind bars? I heard somewhere where he could be. Is that
Where'd
that's
you
true?
hear
That's
that?
true, right?
That's true.
Yeah, he
That's
could be.
scary.
He could be the president.
That's
Yeah.
actually insane.
That's insane that you could actually run the country, but you're like a
Yeah.
felon. Like that's weird.
But living in the world that we live in, I'm
America.
not surprised
I can't.
Right.
if they make him president again.
Right.
There was
What do
some
you think about it?
controversy with,
How do you feel about it all?
Yeah, how do you feel about
I
that?
think that's boost his ratings. I think like like it's like the more craziness, it's like the more they just love this guy, man.
He does love the popularity.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. What about Sexy Red? Y'all like Sexy Red?
Who's she?
Oh, Lord. You don't know Sexy Red?
No.
Get it sexy.
The Joe
Get
might
it
know it.
sexy.
Look at Joe looking like he popped right up when you said sexy.
She was on my timeline earlier, so she came out for one of her concerts, and the banner said, "Make America Sexy Again," and they were trying to say she was
Oh,
endorsing
yep.
Trump. But she wasn't endorsing Trump. Like, that's one of her slogans.
We did go to see her. She did her thing on stage.
Yes, I took her to go see Sexy Red with me. That was a good time.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty
It
fun.
was a good ratchet time. You always need a good ratchet night.
No.
It definitely was.
You
ratchet.
need one.
Yeah, I'm too old for the ratchetness. Part.
No, you can have one good
Never too
ratchet
old. Look, I
night.
felt like I was the oldest one there.
Really.
You were, but that's okay.
That's crazy.
But sometimes you gotta, do some things to make you feel
Do
young
something
again.
different, out of the box, Go to a Sexy Red concert. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are your plans for the summer?
I don't know. Like again.
You're gonna be dadding.
Yeah, be
You're gonna be
dad.
dadding.
I got a couple camps I'm doing.
Okay.
Oh, some
Do the
camps.
NFL Youth League camp. So I got the Jets, Giants. I got the Commanders, and
Nice.
I'm going to Charlotte to do the Charlotte Panthers Youth Camp
Oh, cool.
mid-month. So sometime around the 20th of this month. So, then I'm supposed to be going to Disney with the fam.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
gonna go to Disney.
So,
That's
we'll have
nice.
to see how it go. So
That's gonna be nice.
let's get into the black fact of the day. So in 1970, guns belonging to Angela Davis were used in an armed takeover of a courtroom in Marion County, California, in which 4 people were killed, prosecuted for 3 capital felonies, including conspiracy to murder. She was held in jail for over a year before being acquitted for all charges in 1972. That's Angela Davis.
Wow.
You put me onto that. I had
That's
no idea.
crazy, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. I had no idea.
That's crazy. So we got a great show tonight.
We do.
Tell us who we got.
So we have Professor Akil Barker coming on. He's gonna tell us about all this math.
Ooh, math. Yeah, you need to teach me a thing or two about math.
We also have Michael K. Jackson coming on the show.
Michael Jackson on the show?
Michael K. Jackson.
All right.
Put the K in there so we're more specific about
He
it.
probably used to get that all the time.
When we looked at the game, it was like Michael Jackson. Oh, really? And then we also have 2 coaches.
Yeah, we
What's
got
up?
Mr. Nick Farmer, and we got Joey Powell, Coach Joey, that trains my son, and they're going to talk about a little bit. I know Nick will be talking about Mr. Hemby, that plays for the University of Maryland, Roman Hemby, and his camp that's coming up, and it'll be a great thing for the youth out here to attend the camp with some great qualified young coaches to kind of show them the way. So I know he plays running back, but it's all positions. So
Nice.
But-
Can't wait to meet them.
Excited to
tonight.
have y'all up here in the hot seats
Yes.
with us.
right. Also, this will be our last show for the break. We'll be taking
Yes,
a
we're
break.
taking a little break.
We'll be back at late August.
Yeah. So let's shout our sponsors out.
Shout out to Tone Drone TV, Brainstream Media, and Moe's Seafood. Thank y'all for having us. And shout out to all of our listeners. Thank you guys for tuning in every other week faithfully with us. We truly, truly appreciate it. Thanks for always showing love on social media. Shout out our social media. Follow us.
Yes,
Keep up
follow
with us.
since we're going to be missing for a while. I'll be active on the gram now, so my Instagram is Kalia Janique, KALIAJANIQUE.
And my Instagram is TANEARASONGZ.
Tenor songs.
I have another Instagram page that I'm actually posting healthy things, quotes, all that good affirmations and all that. It's TANENT, so you can follow that as well.
And I'm not sure about Instagram.
Oh, Lord.
I know. I just started working Instagram like day before yesterday. So I think mine is Coach said Morgan. Yeah,
There
that's
we
it. That's
go.
it. Coach said Morgan. But
Follow
Not too-
us and follow our Instagram too.
Yeah, that's
Meet
it.
Trenches.
that's right. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. We'll be coming right back with our first guest. Thank you.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Meet Us in the Trenches. We have our first guest sitting here with us, Mr. Michael K. Jackson. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
We're excited to have you.
Thank you.
So tell us about your background. How did you get here? Where'd you come from?
So that's a wide open question, and I'm known to be long-winded, so I'll try to keep it as concise as possible. So, born and raised in the Caribbean. I heard y'all talking earlier about trips to Curacao. I'm born in Antigua and raised in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, so 100% island guy right now. But I've been in Maryland. My family and I have been in Maryland since probably 2008. So I've been here a minute, and I'm sure we'll get into all of what brought me here. But yes.
Awesome. From
Okay.
the island. I love
Yep.
that. I just had some callaloo.
Oh, you
Some
did?
stewed chicken for
Okay,
dinner
okay,
before I
okay.
came here. My family's from Trinidad.
Oh, there you go. You're Trini. Okay. All right. I feel at home now.
Right.
I've been to St. Thomas once.
Yeah, we went to St. Thomas together.
Once, years ago. I got to get back there.
Yeah.
You liked it?
I loved it. It was beautiful, but I was really young, so I want to go back now.
You have to
That's
go back.
interesting, because when I was there, that was when things were going on with Michael Jackson, actual Michael
Yeah.
Jackson.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
The
that
other
was the
Michael
last time I was
The
there.
other Michael
The other
Jackson.
Michael.
Not you.
So tell us about the power of a plan. What led you to in the motivational mental health speaking?
Absolutely. So the power of a plan. Plan is an acronym. It's really a four-step process to help you build resilience, block burnout, and boost your well-being. So the 4 steps, I'll go through them quickly, and I know we can talk more in detail about each step. But step number 1 is P for practice prayer and meditation. Step number 2 is L for lean in and listen. Step number 3 is A for act accordingly. And step number 4, last but not least, is N for notate or notate your mind state, which is really all about the practice of journaling.
I'm interested in knowing, do you think your plan translates to young adults, teens, and children?
Absolutely, absolutely. Although, that's not necessarily my target market, but each step in that plan, right, is applicable to not only adults, but teens, young people. I'm a father of 4 daughters, and a couple of them are sitting right over there. 8 and 12 are the young ones. And it definitely applies because, in terms of prayer and meditation, right, for me, the way I grew up, my parents, particularly my mother and grandmother, kind of created the foundation of prayer in our family, and that kind of set the tone for how we deal with stress and how we deal with issues in life. Journaling. I used to not journal. I started journaling maybe it's been about 20 years ago in my adult life, because I used to equate that with, no offense, teenage girls actually writing in a diary. But, the science shows the benefits of journaling. much like prayer and meditation, it kind of lowers your stress levels, boosts your immune system, and just really all around helps you reduce your stress. So all of these elements in this plan resilience building framework, as I call it, can help not only adults but also young people as well.
So yeah, I definitely agree with journaling. I don't know how many journals I bought my mother and my aunt over there, and if they actually use it, but it definitely helps me with mental health and like getting things off my chest, just talking to God, journalism. So I love that you promote that with your plan.
I agree. No offense taken at all. I used to write in my diary as a younger, girl, but now I feel like I don't do as much journaling. She does motivate me to journal. She does, try to tell me to, but at times I'm very busy with work and everything, so I don't. But the fact that you say like it really does help, and you said it boosts the immune system.
Right.
Now, I didn't even think about that. Now, that's motivating me to do it even more. So can you tell us a little bit about your background? Like what got you started? Like what motivated you to get into what you do?
Sure. Well, the genesis of me, creating my professional speaking business and resilience training business was really a traumatic experience I had a few years ago. You all might remember 2017 was a bad hurricane year. In fact, a couple of days ago, the Atlantic hurricane season just started. But in September of 2017, the U.S. the entire Caribbean was struck by particularly two strong Category 5 hurricanes. One was Irma and the other one was Maria. Both storms did a lot of damage to the U.S. Virgin Islands in particular. And to make a long story short, I lost my dad in the midst of Hurricane Maria. And it was during that process of actually leading numerous teams from my church here in Maryland to go down to the islands that actually help people rebuild their homes and rebuild their lives. That process caused me to actually reflect back on my own life and my own adversities that I had faced up until that point, which include, 2 corporate layoffs, starting a fitness business and losing it, marriage, a failed marriage, bankruptcy. So, it took me back to a time in life where, as we say at home, everything crashed. Everything was busted, right? Everything crashed, But it was during that time where I was actually helping people rebuild their physical homes, their lives, that I reflected back and came up with this plan, a resilience building framework, because at the time they were talking about, the emergency responders were talking about helping people, quote unquote, build back stronger. And it was really all about fortifying the physical infrastructure to make physical infrastructure more resilient to be able to withstand those types of hurricanes in the future. And I made the connection to my own life in terms of helping people build their emotional resilience. And that's how, kind of plan came about. It encouraged me to actually start this business where I focus on helping leaders and teams, particularly purpose-driven leaders, to build resilience, block burnout, and boost their well-being through this plan.
So making adversity your advisor, not your adversary.
Yes, sir.
That's nice, man.
Yes,
What does that mean?
That's all. It's all about mindset. That really corresponds to the L in plan. Step 2: lean in and listen for the lesson. There's a lesson buried inside of every form of adversity we face. I call these forms of adversity chops, or karate chops, if you will. Challenges, hardships, obstacles, pressure, and stress. And if you make adversity your advisor, not your adversary, it's really about embracing that adversity, embracing the stress that you feel, and knowing that you can learn from it. Because you can either allow it to build you up and teach you something, right? Have that growth mindset, or that what I refer to as a build back stronger mindset, or have it deplete you. So it's really all about that growth mindset.
My condolences to you. I that whew. I actually lived in Coney Island at a point in time when we had a horrible hurricane as well, Hurricane Sandy. So it was very tough seeing everything happen. I was actually there. Like, I didn't evacuate on that one, so I got to see everything happen as it came, so I understand.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But I do want to say we work and deal with a lot of children today as teachers and coaches. What are some tips you can, tell some of the youth? Mm-hmm. Like, what are some tips and advice you can give to the youth?
Sure. Like I said earlier, this plan resilience building framework, stick to the plan. I like that. I gotta use that. Stick to the plan. Young people, our youth can absolutely use all the elements of plan, right? Because listen, I don't have to tell you all about all the things that our youth of today are actually dealing with. I think you and I are more similar in age, and we didn't have to deal with all of this social media stuff, back when we were growing up. It's a lot. So it's really about sticking to the plan, right? And particularly foundationally, that prayer piece, that meditation piece. I'm a man of faith, and not everybody might be, but using words of affirmation to really, and particularly for us as, I don't know if all of you are parents, but even if you might be a coach, you might be an educator, you come into contact with young people, build them up with that prayer and meditation, build them up with those words of affirmation. It makes, all the difference. And it's really about, leading by example in that area. If they see you doing that, if they see you sticking to the plan, it will encourage them to do the same. I could go on about that, but I'll pause there for a second.
That's good. Definitely sticking to the plan. I'm an educator, so, in the school system, we're not really allowed to talk about God, but I do keep scriptures on my desk, and the kids will come up like, oh, Miss Green, what does that say? And I'm like, you can read it for yourself. Like, if you need help understanding, then I'll help you. So I definitely agree with that, being a good example for the youth and, sticking to the plan. So.
Can I add one thing to that, too?
Of course.
In terms of, in today's world, we hear a lot about vulnerability and being vulnerable. But as educators, as parents, as coaches, as mentors, it's important, it's imperative for us to be vulnerable with these young people too, to show them that, because they can spot a fake a mile away, right? You can't fake the funk. So it's about really being open and vulnerable and showing them that it's okay. For example, I don't know about you, brother, but it's important to show that it's okay for a man to cry. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'll leave it there, but it's critically important.
So, one last question. This is a real serious question, too. Michael Jackson.
Yes, sir. Michael K. Jackson.
How did that work for you growing up? And like, did you used to moonwalk and all that? Like, how does it work? And I know you had to make the K, put the K in there, but how did that work, man? Like,
how many times do people comment on you having the same name as the King of Pop? Like,
I've made adversity my advisor, not my adversary, in that instance, okay? Because
nice.
So I get out all the time. I embrace it. I tell folks all the time, it's like I meet Michael Jacksons all the time. In fact, I was just at a conference a few months ago where there was another Michael K. Jackson. His K was different than mine, but so I embrace it. It's all in good fun. And I always say too that I have an aunt named Janet, a cousin, a good friend.
Please don't tell me Tito.
a cousin named Marlon. So it's all good. I do.
Just don't say Tito. We be like, whoa, wait. But
there you go.
Randy, yeah. Well, glad to have you on,
Appreciate
Mr. Jackson. We appreciate you, and And, good luck in your endeavors, man. And
Thank you, sir.
It's great to have you
Appreciate
on.
y'all. It's been
And
great
tell
being here.
everybody in the audience and everybody who's tuning in, tell them where they can follow you.
Sure. Easiest way to find me is on my website, michaelkjackson.com. You can link to all of my socials, MKJacksonINTL on Instagram, and Michael K. Jackson on LinkedIn. But just go to my website. You can click on the links from there. Easiest way.
And not the Never Never Land. He won't be there.
And before I exit stage left, I just have to big up my guy, TJ, for the invitation. Love you, brother.
Now, when you say exit stage left, you gonna moonwalk?
No.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Maybe if I had the glove, I would moonwalk, but I left the glove at home.
It was a pleasure having you. Thank you
Thank
for
y'all
everything.
so much.
Yeah, thank you. We'll be
Such
back.
a motivation.
We'll be back with part 3. Coming right back.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
Welcome back.
You make me think of the Mace song. Welcome back.
Yeah, but it was a song before that.
Oh,
you know
before
what I
that?
mean? Yeah, welcome
Did he
back.
steal that song?
Welcome back, Carter. You don't know.
Oh, everybody else know. My bad.
You know what I mean? They talking about Mace. You know?
That's 50.
Yeah,
The audience is telling him to school us youngins.
that's right. So we got Mr. Akil Parker, our next guest, and
Welcome, welcome.
welcome.
Happy to have you here.
Absolutely.
Glad to be back.
I took a poll in school, right? Got a couple math teachers at my school. I work at Joseph C. Briscoe. And one of my questions to the math teachers are mathematicians born or they made? Because I'm telling you, man, that's some hard stuff, man. And I watched them teach it, and they teach it so fluently. And it's not a lot of people that are really that great with it. So I'm not saying that this couldn't be taught, but I just think it's nature. That's just my opinion. I think it's natured and just not nurtured, even though I know that you could be taught. Explain to me a little bit about what you think that is.
Well, first, I want to make a distinction between mathematicians and math teachers, because there are a lot of mathematicians that are real solid and understand a lot of math on higher levels, but they couldn't teach their way out of a wet paper bag, though.
Okay.
Right? So that's one thing we got to take into consideration. Teaching is something that, it's an art and a science. You got to really learn how to teach. You got to understand your student. You know, like I've been teaching for 20 years and I've learned how to teach from teaching students. My students actually have taught me how to teach over the years. And people that I've tutored, different programs I've worked in. So I definitely think that even mathematicians are made. I think anybody could be a mathematician. It's like when people say that they're not a math person, that's a lot of propaganda. And that's like a commonly accepted idea that we hear it when we're real young. And because you might have been in a math class and you might have did poorly or you might have did bad, and then you kind of accept that I'm not a math person. But then it gets even more tricky, because then people say, well, I'm a reading person, but I'm not a math person. But the problem with that is you need to be a reading person in order to excel in math. And this is why a lot of young people and a lot of us, when we were younger, might not have done well on standardized tests, because a lot of the standardized tests have word problems on them. So if you can't actually comprehend and read the word problems and decode them and understand them before you even get to the mathematical calculations, then you can't really excel in math either. But a lot of it, like I said, it's like a lot of negative propaganda around math, and there's a reason for that too, because math is really not what a lot of us think it is. It's bigger than, it's like, when Rick Ross had that album, Deeper Than Rap, right? Math is deeper than equations. It's not just the equations and the problems that you see on the board. Math is really about problem solving and critical thinking, analytical reasoning, So when you think about math as problem solving, right? You also got to take into consideration, so something that like this scholar that I've studied a lot, the late Dr. Amos Wilson, he said that, problems in the black community are worth billions of dollars, right? So here's the thing. All of us as human beings, we have problems, right? And somebody is benefiting from every problem that we have. There's a financial benefit, an economic benefit for every problem that we have. So once you learn how to solve your problem, then that person cannot benefit from your problem no more. So it's in the best interest of those that will benefit from your problems to keep you in a position where you don't know how to solve your problem, and you run away from the main tool that can help you to learn how to solve your problems, this being mathematics. So that's why you see so much propaganda and so much negativity associated with math and fear of math, and it gets constantly, promoted and pumped. And even like some of us as parents, when our children come home with homework and we say like, I don't know how to do that, you're doing your child a disservice, because you're passing on that fear of math that you have, you passing it on to them, So, but this helps to maintain the status quo. So this is, part of the work that I do is to try to push back against that and get people to feel more comfortable with math so that we can solve our problems and we can move forward,
I used to be really good in math. I used to be in math honors, and now I'm in accounting, so it's pretty interesting.
Ooh.
But how do we help our children stay sharp? Like, why is math the universal language?
Well, one of the things we could do to help our children stay sharp is just, be able to identify everyday activities that they're doing anyway, and show how you can use those activities to practice arithmetic, to practice algebra, to practice geometry, because there's so much math all around us. But you might not recognize it unless you're immersed in math. Like I'm immersed in math. So this is why I wrote this book a year ago. It's called How to Use All This Math, Volume 1. So what I do in this book is I just lay out different examples, like everyday examples where like, if you, for example, like running an errand with your child and y'all are riding in the car, you tell your child, put the devices down for a minute. What are the numbers on that license plate in the car in front of us? Practice your addition facts with that. Add the numbers up, subtract the numbers from each other one at a time, multiply the numbers by each other, divide the numbers by each other. So like, dig this, right? Like practicing math and doing well in math is a lot like being a good athlete. You got to get your reps in.
Absolutely.
And so many children are not good at math, not because they're dumb, they're very intelligent, right? They just don't get their reps in. They don't practice. They don't get enough practice. And there's a lot of organic opportunities that are right around us, but you just might not see it, right? I mean, you think about like, oftentimes like with digital, a lot of digital technology, you might not even have an analog clock in your house, right? So that used to, back in the day, if it was analog clocks in your house, you had an opportunity to practice your multiplication facts. Because if you want to know what time it is, You look at the longhand, say, what number is the longhand pointing to? It's pointing to the 4. So that means you got to do 4 times 5 to figure out that it's 20 minutes after the hour. But now if you just go to your child, go to the iPhone, just look and see what time it is, they're missing out on all those opportunities to practice doing multiplication. So they're not really getting their reps in. So that's one thing, especially in the summertime, because like, again, another parallel to sports. Champions are made in the off season. So when school lets out in June, that time between June and September when it starts back up again, if your child is just chilling on the game all summer, and not taking advantage of opportunities to do arithmetic and algebra on the game, right? They're going to experience what we all know as summer slide. They're going to have a summer slide, and then they're going to get back to school in September and be like, oh, they're going to forget everything, So you got to just practice. You got to just constantly do math, Something else I talk about in the book is, and this is all stuff like that I've done with my own children, and I love my kids, so I'm not going to do no BS with them. So I'm giving y'all like the real, like this stuff that I actually have done, things I've implemented with my own children that I love and care about daily. With my daughter, one day I asked her like a few years ago when she was younger, she's 12 now, I was telling her a story about when I was little, and I asked, I said, Asada, how old were you when that happened? And she looked at me like I was crazy. She was like, Daddy, I wasn't even born yet. But what I was trying to do, I was being intentional. I was trying to teach her about negative numbers, right? Because a lot of students I've taught in Algebra 1, 9th grade, they hit the Algebra 1 class, you start talking about negative numbers, they look at you like you crazy. Like 3 minus 8, you can't do that because they've never done it before, right? Yeah. But we can actually teach them negative numbers, as a concept like early on. And as much as we tell stories about the past, things that we've done in the past, things that we did when I was your age stories, those could be math lessons. Every single one of those, right? So if I'm talking to her about something that I did when I was 8, right? And she knows I was born in 1980, and so she knows that happened in 1988. So she got to do math to do that. She got to do 1980 plus 8, that's 1988. She also knows her birth year was 2012, right? So if you think about a number line, like back in the day when we was in school, every math class had a number line on the wall, right? So her 0 is her birth year. So everybody in here, your 0 and your number line is the year you was born. So then you do the comparison. It's like, oh, well, if I was born in 2012 and this happened in 1988, then she just got to do the math to find out the difference between 1988 and 2012. So again, it's an opportunity for her to get her reps in. And like we've been doing this, and it's an opportunity for anybody else to get their reps in, But that's the point, though. If you want to be good at math, you got to do math. And a lot of us don't do math. Again, because like I keep saying, it's like negative propaganda. That's true. I stand on that. Like, it's just negative propaganda. Like, math is the only thing where like you could try it and fail and not do good and then think, oh, I just can't do it. But think about how many other things in life we try for the first time and we not good at it, but we keep going until we get good at it. We programmed to stay away from the math. It's like, well, but if it's math, I'm not even going to keep trying. And a lot of times we go into it with a losing attitude. So again, another sports analogy. What happens to your players when they playing this team, this other team all hyped up, they all in the paper and everything, they supposed to be ranked number 1 and this and that. A lot of times teams will lose just because they was already psyched out mentally. Or the other players on the team talking trash to them on Instagram all week. They talking trash to them on TikTok and all that. They psyched them out mentally. So a lot of our children, we go into math thinking, oh, math is too hard. So I've already been defeated before I even step into the classroom. So, I want us to stop falling for the okie doke with that too.
Right about that.
So do you offer tutoring or like summer programs? What are your summer plans?
So definitely, I've been, my company is All This Math. You see it on the hoodie, right? We do offer virtual tutoring. So definitely, check us out on the website, allthismath.com for virtual tutoring. But, the tutoring might get a little pricey, because I'm good at what I do. I've been doing this for a minute,
That's right.
But I also got something for everybody. So if tutoring is not, most beneficial for you, I started a whole YouTube channel, right? I got a YouTube channel, which is free, right? As long as you got Wi-Fi, of course. We got over 700 videos on the channel, ranging from arithmetic all the way up to calculus 1. Everything in between, algebra 1, algebra 2, trigonometry, pre-calculus. I started it during the pandemic back in 2020, right? So you can definitely go to the YouTube channel. So if you take your phone out right now, go into your YouTube app, look up All This Math, subscribe to it, tell everybody about it, use it during the summer. Don't even wait till September. But yeah, we do offer tutoring. And this summer, like I was raised in Baltimore, but I was, adopted by Philadelphia. So I've been in Philly for the last 20 years since I graduated from Morgan. But I'm back and forth between Baltimore and Philly a lot. But I'm doing an actual summer program in Baltimore in person that deals with a teaching methodology that I created called hystematics. So what hystematics is, it's kind of like what it sounds like. I'm combining history with mathematics. So we're taking like books like the autobiography of Malcolm X, Asada, the Miseducation of the Negro, like just a lot of books that I just think black people need to read and be familiar with. But I'm taking them books and I'm creating math word problems from those books. So it's a way to kill two birds with one stone, right? So we get into the content of the books, but we also learning math from the content that's in the book. So we using history as an entry point for the math. So what that should do is, make the math seem less boring and less intimidating, because really we're gonna be having conversations about these books. And then if it's like, some information in there that's numerical or some quantities, like we just gonna deal with that, And I think also like that's helpful for children anyway, because a lot of times children will be in a history class or a social studies class and they can kind of hide their math deficiencies, right? Because the same child that is sitting in their algebra class or their math class and the teacher's going over a lesson on percentages and the child don't got no idea what's going on. They don't understand what a percentage really is, how to calculate percentages. But then the next period, they go to social studies and then they read a paragraph that's got a percentage in it, right? They'll read it fine. But then the social studies teacher won't know that they don't really know what they just read, right? They just reading because they know how to recognize syllables and words, right? But they don't really understand that information that they just read because they don't know what a percentage is. So that's one of the things that I want to do with, that's one of my goals is to address that problem, that a lot of young people, like, they can read information, like think about like your athletes with their stats. Like they might be able to read the numbers, but do you really understand what that stat means? And one of the things I think about is like, sometimes maybe like might be a sports writer or some coach somewhere might try to like, lowball you or try to like play with you basically, right? And say your stats are like this, but if you actually understand the stats and the concept behind the statistic, you can actually advocate for yourself and say, nah, hold up, nah, or you only looking at it through this many games, or what if you like expand it over through like my whole career, or like, which is all just mathematics. Like you divide them by the wrong number. What if you divide by this number, you multiply by that number, or you take this factor out or whatever, So that's another thing. Like I want all people to just, understand math and use math as a tool that they can run towards instead of just like running away from it like a lot of us normally do. But not only say that though, here's the difference though. I'm not just saying that, I'm giving resources that can help you to be able to do that. And not just for young people, for parents too. Because I want parents to be able to help with the homework that comes home.
Definitely.
Parents need to be able to help with the homework,
They have to be
right?
involved.
Parents got to get over their own fears, because parents was the children 10 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, right? So they still got to deal with their fears so that they can help their children, their grandchildren, their nieces, their nephews, and all that. So I'm trying to educate the whole family so then as a community we can move forward and we can grow.
Well, we're glad to have you,
Thank you
man.
for touching on all of that.
Thank you for touching on all of that. And how could you be reached real quick?
So definitely on YouTube at All This Math, the website, allthismath.com, on the socials, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, All This Math. Not all that math, all this math, all this math, yeah. So definitely please reach out, send an email, fill out the contact form on the website. If you want to connect, you want to talk about math, talk about resources. If you have requests, like for a lot of my YouTube content came from parents and teachers reaching out to me saying, you got a video on this? And if I'm like, no, I don't have one, but I need one because you asking for it. So that lets me know what I need to have on my channel. So definitely like reach out, let me know like what you need. And, I'll try to add that to the channel.
All right, how to use all this math.
Yeah. Oh, and the book is on Amazon. How to Use All This Math, Volume 1. This Volume 1. Volume
Gotta check
2 is
that
dropping at the end of the summer.
I have a
Definitely, this book is really for the parents and the adults. So y'all can see, or we can see, like, oh, these are opportunities where like I can like help my child with math. Because here's the thing. Let me say real quick on this. Kids going into math class getting hit over the head like they're in a fight with Javante Davis and they never even picked up gloves before, right? Right, when they go into math class. So your children need to be prepared for math class. They can't keep going into math class cold with no preparation. So like a lot of people say, it starts in the home, but they don't provide resources to show you how to make it start in the home. So that's what this book is for. This book is so you as a parent can actually help education start in the home. That math education can start in the home. That's what this resource is for. Because a lot of times
Thanks, man.
My bad.
Thank you, man. We really appreciate you, man.
Got me
remember,
thinking
go get the book, y'all. How to Use All This Math, Volume 1. Thank you.
I'm over here thinking like, does 1 times 1 really equal 2? Like I watched Terrence Howard on the Joe Rogan show. You know, I was thinking about that interview, but we gotta shout out our sponsors though. We appreciate you having us here. Having you here. Shout out to our sponsors: Tone Drone TV, Brainstream Media, and Moe's Seafood. Go get your drinks. Go order some food, and we'll be right back with our next guest.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divide through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
Welcome back. Not the Mace version.
Welcome back.
Not the Mace version, right? Going Welcome Back Carter version, all right? The original.
We have our next guest with us. I'm gonna let my guest next to me introduce himself, Coach Joey.
Hi, my name's Joey Powell. Do I have to say anything?
And we got Coach
Nick in the building, Sensei Nick.
Sensei Nick. So Nick, tell us what you got going on. I know you got some stuff going on with Mr. Hemby. Tell us what you got going on with that.
So Roman Hemby is the running back for University of Maryland, and he's having his annual camp June 22nd. It's a Saturday, 8 to 12. You can find it on my Instagram as well as hembeast.com. We're going to have other Maryland players there, myself coaching. We're going to do competitions, food trucks, Kona ice, food out, everything. It's like a football camp, and a carnival at the same time. Bounce house for the kids that aren't old enough for the camp. It's just trying to have a good time, give back to the community. But ages 9 through 12 will be participating in the camp. If you're older or younger, please don't hesitate, though.
Absolutely. I was there last year, man. That was pretty lit, man. All the kids got T-shirts.
Everybody gets T-shirts. Everybody gets a gift bag. You'll get a picture with Roman. We're handing out awards at the end. We'll have competitions, a little more competitions this year, like a 100-yard dash. Then we'll have one-on-ones, cat and mouse. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Right. So, Joey, is you partaking in that?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be coaching the offensive line.
Okay. And where's the camp located?
So the camp is in Joppa at Millstead Events, Whitaker Mill Road. So it's in Joppa at Millstead Events.
Okay. So, Coach Joey, tell us what you got going on. I know you train offensive line guys. Tell us what you got going on.
Yeah.
When you train them, where? And all
Yeah,
that.
so I'm a personal trainer at the Arena Club. I'm also a football coach at Joppatown High School. Basically, on Saturdays right now, I do offensive line specific skill sessions for middle schoolers and high schoolers, and then the college kids, when they come back, they hop in the high school groups too. And yeah, so I train them at the Arena Club in Bel Air. I'm trying to think about. Oh, and it's a $20 drop-in fee. And then once it gets warmer, I'll take them to Joppatown High School.
They're going to the field. And Coach Joey trains my son as well, and does a great job with him. So if you have any, young offensive line guys out there, I would advise, to be trained by Coach Joey. He's pretty good, one of the best. Coach Nick, what you got going on, and tell us a little bit about yourself and what's popping.
So I recently just took a position with Coppermine. They're building a sportsplex in Edgewood, Maryland.
Hey.
It'll be 8 turf fields. The gym will be right in front, and then in the winter we'll dome a field. But I'll be like the sports performance director basically for that. So just took that in December. Gym's not built yet, but there's going to be a lot of good things we'll do for the community as well in Edgewood. We're right next to the Boys and Girls Club, so I have a lot of ideas that'll be coming once the structure's built. So just stay tuned. But yeah, I've been blessed to start that, and I just sent the blueprints in for the gym, so hopefully that gets done, and yeah. Oh, well. And I also train football, lacrosse. My specialty is speed, if you would say. So if you want to be faster, speed is a skill, and you can be taught to be faster. So don't let that myth fool you.
So this question is for both of you. What is exciting you both right now about football, and what are some exciting things for the upcoming football season? Whoever wants to answer first.
Well, I just took the position as offensive coordinator at Joppatown High School, and we were 2-8 last season. So I'm really excited to kind of implement a new offense and just like a new, hopefully, structure. And I'll be in the weight room a lot more with the kids this summer. So I'm really excited to see like how the kids start to respond to just that type of training and just the mentality that I'm hoping to bring to the field. But that's what I'm excited about, and obviously to watch all my offensive linemen. I got a few going into college, a few kids that are like actually like competing for starting jobs this year. So I'm excited for the football season.
And that big DN kid, she.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got Alabama looking at that. That's unbelievable.
Crazy.
Coach Nick.
So I'm coaching rec right now. I used to coach high school. I'm coaching a 12U rec team right now at Falston. So I'm just having fun with that. We're 3 days a week in the season. We'll start summer workouts in end of July. So I'm just having fun coaching the 12-year-olds. And I'll be enjoying the football season, NFL and college, from the stands.
So which student athletes or athletes in general that you train are you expecting to see big things from?
So I just had a Calvert Hall. Sorry, I had a Calvert Hall tackle just commit to Frostburg, and they're graduating like almost their entire starting offensive line. So I'm excited to see kind of when he gets there what kind of competition he's, what competition he's gonna kind of bring to the table. Another one, Coach said coached him, but Anthony, how do you pronounce his last name?
Which one?
Anthony
I forgot.
Mrozek or no, Big Ant.
Big Ant. Morzak.
From Northeast.
Morzak. Big
Yeah.
Anthony Morzak.
Super excited to see him go to Bridgewater.
Yeah.
They have an older offensive line also, and I think that he's gonna be a big time kind of addition for them moving forward.
Yeah, Anthony was tough. Shout out the kid that's at Calvert Hall.
Oh, Matt Hart.
Matt Hart. Yeah, Matt's about 6'6", isn't
Yeah, like 6'6", 315.
he? Yep. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Just one or just?
Name a couple.
I gotta name them individual. So, I know. Yeah, we got Roman. He's got a whole camp. He gets enough of it. But if I'm thinking, one girl that I've been training since she was in 5th grade, she's going to college, High Point University for lacrosse. So Lainey, she's due. If I gotta shout her out, we got Roman. Of course, he's the University of Maryland running back. Like, he don't need me to talk him up anymore.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, like, my man Kilo Mack. He's a safety at Salisbury. This will be his second year starting, junior year. I feel like he's really due for a breakout year. He's been working really hard. He's a very focused kid. And, let me think of one of my younger ones. My man Grayson Jones. He's a freshman at Gilman. He was on varsity lacrosse and football, and he's due for a breakout year coming up. He'll be on varsity for both, hopefully, as a sophomore. That's not heard of, so I'm gonna shout out my man Grayson for that, because he's different.
So, the height, here's the height, right? And Grunt made me watch this thing like 15 times the other day, so I want your thoughts on it, right? But the NCAA 25, man.
Oh, we calling out for that.
It's coming
I ain't
out.
doing nothing the rest of the week when that drop.
Oh,
Nah,
man.
we inside. We inside. What you mean? You reserve it yet? It's pre-order.
I didn't get.
He didn't tell you to pre-order yet?
Well, he did, of course.
I bet he did. Yeah.
Golly, I had to watch the trailer like 30 times.
It's
Tell
in
me what
my
you
wish.
think.
It's in my wish list right now.
Really?
Seth. Yeah.
Nah. Tell me about it, Joey. What you think, man?
To be honest, I don't even play video games, so really, I'm excited listening to people talk about it, but I can't tell you. We were talking about Roman stats before at the field, though. You remember that?
Yeah. Well, I know the last time it was out was, I think, 2014. So it kind of took a hiatus because of the NIL stuff, and they didn't want to pay these guys. So now these guys are getting paid. So now, they're getting paid for their image and likeness, and it's all the hype. So I think it drops, the 20th, 21st or something?
I don't know when it comes out.
Yeah.
I just know I bought it already.
Yeah. Wow, you bought it already?
Yeah, the pre-order.
Jeez. Wow. Well, tell us how can you be reached, Nick?
Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I have a website as well. Sensei Nick _ is my Instagram. And then on that link or my Facebook, Sensei Nick, you can find my website. That's probably the easiest way. Go to my Facebook or Instagram, but yeah.
I'm glad you guys explained what that was, because I didn't know what y'all was talking about, NAACP. I'm like, okay. I used to play basketball games on my PS2, but that's all I used to do. But Coach Joey, can you tell everyone, the viewers and everybody in the audience, tell them where to follow you?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook at Coach Joey Powell and Instagram at Coach Joey P. And Twitter is Coach Joey P. There's an underscore in there somewhere. I just don't know where it's at.
So is anything that you want everybody to know before we wrap it up, Coach Nick? And then same question for Coach Joey.
Stay humble, stay blessed. I'll leave it at that.
No? What
That's
about
it.
any predictions for Jopletown's record?
10-0.
10-0.
Oh, at Falston, we're going to go 500. I'm betting we go 500. That's what I'm betting on.
No, we got to be better than that.
I don't know, said. You ain't seen them.
Oh,
I coached 2 of your linemen, so I think you're gonna be. You could.
Hey, Joey's coaching is worth 3 wins. I can attest. Joey's coaching will get you 3 wins. If you can't get the other 6 between the other coaches, you ain't doing nothing.
oh yeah, I like that. But anyway, hey, man, great show today. We want to shout out our sponsors.
Shout out to our sponsors, Tone Drone TV,
Tone
Brainstream Media, Mo's Seafood.
Famous Mo's
I'm
Seafood.
glad we had some health and fitness guys up here today.
Absolutely. You need
I'm
it
working
after
on
this.
that. I'm working on that.
Yep. Until next week, meet us in
Next
the
week.
Oh, that's
We
right.
got a
That's
break.
right. That's right. We on break.
We
on
got
break.
a break. End of August.
That's what we on break. But we'll be back social media to let you know when we'll be back.
Follow us on Instagram at Meet Trenches. Check us out on YouTube, on Facebook. We'll be back. Follow us for all the updates and all that good stuff.
And Instagram will be active during the break. The Instagram will be active during the break. Okay, that's a wrap.
Thank you guys
Lemon
so
drops.
much. We'll miss you until the end of August.